Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in.
Mesdames et messieurs, Barbie et Ken, Kelly de tout âge et tout le hot. Bienvenue sur Binging Barbie, un podcast de film Barbie. I'm your host, Jay. As you can probably tell, I don't really speak French, but this is Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast, and I am here with my co-host. Pardon my co-host. He was raised by squirrels. John.
Parlez-vous français?
Exactly. I'm glad you understand me.
Baguette?
Je voudrais un croissant.
Croissant?
Voilà mon passeport.
Yeah. Oui, oui.
Baguette. Ho, ho, ho. Baguette. Ho, 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 ho. Speaking of, we were just talking about Flight of the Conchords. That's my favorite Flight of the Conchords song. Not that I've heard all of them.
I know, because you just showed it to me.
I know. It's great. Anyway, as you can probably tell, we're talking about a Barbie movie that is tangentially related to the language of French.
Yeah.
This is well, for those of you just joining us, if there's any new listeners or any listeners at all left after that introduction, we are a podcast about Barbie movies, and each week we watch one of the straight-to-DVD animated Barbie movies, and we rate its story, characters, animation, voice acting, and music to see how it stacks up. And this week we'll be talking about the 26th animated Barbie movie, and this is the second in the Barbie and Her Sisters franchise, which is, of course, Barbie and Her Sisters in a Ponytail.
A ponytail, more accurately known as a horse tail.
Yes.
Because there'd be only one pony, and he barely in it.
Yeah. This is... The word pony is doing a lot of work there.
I get it, though. You know, it's at the height of My Little Pony's popularity. You gotta get some of those people in. I mean, you got some of their voice talent in here, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, this was released in October 22, 2013, which, as you just said, is height of pony popularity there. Though I think ponies have always been, and horses as well, there's kind of a lot of interest in them. Sort of like mermaids and princesses. They're just kind of evergreen. But
ponies specifically, around this time, definitely near the end of their golden age. Yeah, we just either we just got a movie or about to get a movie. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Fancy. I'm assuming we'll talk about that quite a bit when it comes to the voice cast here.
I doubt it, but sure.
But yeah, anyway, this was directed by Kieran Kelly, who is an animation director and art designer who also did work on Romeo and Juliet and the Barbie Dreamhouse series. So
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, he was an art designer on that one.
I remember that film. I saw it in theaters. Why?
Oh, I think I did as well.
Well, whoop-de-doo.
That was a weird movie.
Yeah, no. They didn't even die.
Well, it is an animated kids movie.
So?
But anyway, we have Barbie and a Ponytail. The animation is actually done by a different production company here, Arc Productions. And this is their first of 3 Barbie movies. And then they also did animation for the Barbie Dreamhouse series. So you can tell that this is their first Barbie movie, but I have hopes for them. I've seen images from some of their later ones, and I think they maybe find their footing a little later on.
Right. We know what exactly they need to work on.
Yep.
It's really just one thing.
Yep. And yeah, this is written by Sidney Clark and Stephen Granite. They were previously the writers for Princess and the Pop Star. This is their second of 3 Barbie movies. Did you notice some similarities?
No, yes, I don't know.
Okay, you said as if that was a revelation.
I just said
Okay.
You said a name and I went yes, I recognize that name.
Oh, I see.
Princess and the Pop Star.
Yep. And then music is by Rebecca Newell and Gabriel Mann, who have also both worked on Barbie movies before.
Mm-hmm.
And the story, Barbie and her sisters go to Switzerland, which is thus why I was trying to speak French at the beginning.
Is that what they were doing?
Yes.
We're in Switzerland.
They talked about the Matterhorn that they were right by.
I wasn't paying attention. I mean, my first note on my piece of notes is, "Wow, that's bad." We'll get to what's bad when we get there, but obviously I wasn't paying attention to Switzerland.
Yep. But they're there for a month to attend their Aunt Marlene's Alpine Riding Academy. That's another hint that it's Switzerland.
You know, Alpine was a name that was like,
Alpine. Maybe they're in the Alps?
I didn't think of that. I thought more of the pine part of the name.
Oh. Oh boy. Yeah. But anyway, Barbie and Skipper are kind of already familiar with riding, but Stacy and Chelsea are riding for the first time. And there's this rival school called École Montagne.
So it's a rival school, not just some random kids who showed up. Okay.
Correct. Yep. And they have beaten this Alpine Riding Academy in 11 consecutive tournaments. So the Alpine Riding Academy is thus seen declining enrollment.
Maybe I couldn't understand because of the accents they were going with.
Yeah. We'll get
to that. They got some choices that they made.
Yep. But Aunt Marlene, who runs this academy, she hopes that winning the tournament could turn things around and save the academy. And this is introduced later in the movie, but I feel like it's relevant here because the plot structure, we'll talk about it. The plot structure here is interesting. Yes. But Stacy and Chelsea have their own arcs where they're kind of struggling to adjust to the difficulties of riding a horse. Stacy is very athletic, but in ways that aren't suited for horse riding. She's very sort of individualistic. And then Chelsea does not like the pony that she is given.
She wants a horse.
Yep.
Not a boy.
Yeah.
Well, that could be described differently. But yeah, pretty much the same idea.
Yep.
Nothing scrawny, something big.
Yep. So in the meantime, Barbie, she's looking for a horse to bring back with her to Malibu, because in addition to everything else she does, she also rides horses. And she isn't quite sure about the one she's given, but one day while riding, she sees this mysterious horse in front of a waterfall. And according to Monsieur Etienne, the riding master of the Alpine Academy, it's one of the Majestique, which is a legendary horse known for its jumping and running abilities.
Wow.
And apparently these are based on an actual breed of horses that was used by Hannibal, the Carthaginian general who attacked Rome. Now, this is the citation for this is the Barbie movie wiki, so take that with a grain of salt.
So she spots Shadowfax in the wilderness.
Yes.
And decides, horse.
Yeah, Shadowfax descended from the breed that Hannibal Lecter brought to the Alps with him when he attacked Rome. Of course, later becoming a cannibal played by Anthony Hopkins.
Yes, I remember that version of the story. Yes.
Anyway, so Barbie is out riding one day and she's attacked by some wolves in the scene that is very reminiscent of Beauty and the Beast.
I forgot about the wolves.
Yeah.
They just show up.
Yeah, they show up out of nowhere. And the Majestique horse comes to her rescue and then leaves. And then a little while later, Barbie is riding and she comes across the Majestique again and is trapped under some rocks because of a landslide. So she frees it and it leaves again. And then slowly over the course of the movie, she starts to gain the trust of this horse. And there's like this big montage of her riding the horse.
And they go to a valley of Shadowfaxes. And I was like,
behind the waterfall, like Swan Lake.
Yeah.
That was my first thought. I'm like, oh, they're going to Swan Lake. And then they go and it looks like Swan Lake, but a river instead of a lake.
Yeah.
But no, that's just the valley where the Majestique live. And then on the first day of this big tournament, Stacy, Chelsea, and Skipper all perform pretty well in their events. And that creates a tie between them and Al and the other academy, this École Montagne. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but
I don't know.
And that night, Monsieur Philippe, who's the riding master of this rival academy, he wants the land that the Alpine Academy is on because he's seen these Majestique horses, so he wants to, put them in a zoo.
Yeah.
Pay people to come and see the horses with pink streaks in their hair.
See, they were setting up this whole drama, but I don't think the zoo would last long.
Yeah.
Eventually, animal rights will show up, and that's the end of that.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, Monsieur Philippe, who's kind of the villain of the movie, he releases all of Alpine Academy's horses into the wild. So Barbie, Skipper, and one of the students from the other academy.
Did he, though?
Well, okay, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in that
scene. Are you
scene.
sure it was him? I thought it was, what was the little one's name?
He unlocked the gate, and then Chelsea came along and spooked the horses by trying to ride the big horse.
We'll see. Did we really need the scene of him unlocking the gate then?
I think it's because she climbs over the gate. She doesn't unlock it to get in. So he the important thing is he sabotages them because he wants them to fail so that he can buy the land.
Chelsea was the one who actually did the damage. I don't think the horses would have cared.
They would. He probably had a plan, but then Chelsea comes out after he's unlocked it and he hides.
I guess.
So he was probably going to spook them out anyway.
All right.
But anyway, so Barbie and Skipper and one of the students from the other academy, they go out looking for the horses and they find the horses in the valley with the Majestique. And Barbie rides one of the Majestique horse that she has this bond with and arrives to the final race of the tournament at the very last minute and is like, okay, I'm riding this horse. And despite the horse being very spooked by the camera flashes at the start of the race, and then Monsieur Philippe is doing some things that in any other horse racing competition would get him disqualified very quickly, like cutting the saddle off while she's riding. But that doesn't get him disqualified. But nonetheless, this is a Barbie movie, so Barbie wins the tournament. And
yeah, no, this was the largest horse race in history.
I don't know that it is. I think there are horse races that long.
I don't think so.
I'm not familiar with horse racing. I think there are. There have to be.
I don't know, but the general horse race is not this long.
No.
I mean, actually, no. The longest horse race is across the Sahara Desert. But besides that, in a traditional rounded horse race, yes. No, it's not that long.
They specified though that this one was 2.5 kilometers.
Okay.
So
I don't buy it though.
Okay.
No. Just because
cross country horse racing.
Just because of how long she took to get them back on track, it's like, okay, the race is over by now.
So here's the thing though. I just looked it up. According to Wikipedia, the cross country course is approximately 2 3/4 to 4 miles long.
Wow.
With various obstacles.
I kind of wish that we had to zoom out of the whole thing.
Yeah. The track is kind of just goes where it needs to go. I agree with you on like the physical space of this track is not well established.
Right.
Yeah, if she wasn't riding a magical horse, she would have had no chance of getting.
If she was not riding a magical horse, she'd have no chance. Okay.
But yeah, anyway, she wins this race, and because of this, people start enrolling in the academy. And then Barbie's going to take this Majesty horse back to Malibu with her, but then she realizes, oh no, this is a wild horse, and lets the horse go free back to its people.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering, it's like, you're going to take this horse to Malibu, Barbie? You just found this horse, and now you're stealing it from its home? And then they had a spirit moment at the end where they just let her go to be with their people.
Spirit stallion of
no,
the Cimarron.
This story took way too many directions.
Yeah, I think just like the first Barbie and her sisters movie, there's too many plot lines that it's trying to, because you have four ostensibly
so
main
many
characters.
Right.
Now, obviously, not all of them get the same focus. Skipper is almost completely missing from the first 2/3 of the movie.
Right. The stakes of the film of the Alpine not doing well doesn't really come in until halfway through the film.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we don't win, we don't have a school anymore.
Which, like, oh. So okay. I actually like this. Because, and I think part of it is it's just very different from any other Barbie movie we've seen.
Okay.
But it gives the first half sort of this, like, they're able to move a little bit.
I get I get the slow introduction. You know, sometimes stories need that, but there was just a lot of time where I was like, okay, yeah. So what are we doing here? The kids riding? Were you finding this magical horse? It's like, oh, there's a race. Okay, that's the thing that's important. Okay, but it took halfway through the film to get to that point.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't like once they introduced the race, I was like, okay, now I'm back on board.
10 minutes in, plot? Question mark.
Yeah,
that seems to be the case with a lot of these films, where they take their time to get to the plot.
Yeah, and I don't know. Here it worked for me because once it kicks in, and even before it does, there are a lot of moments that work for me.
Yeah, I agree that the best parts of this film is probably the Barbie and the Majesty chorus.
Yeah.
Maybe the race at the end as well.
Yeah.
But the Stacy and the Chelsea stuff and even the Skipper stuff, I would take out because ultimately nothing really mattered.
Here's my pitch for the movie. The Chelsea and the Stacy plot lines are very similar because they're learning to ride these horses. And they even have very similar conclusions where it's like someone goes and talks to them about why they're riding the horse wrong, and then they're good now. So and then Skipper doesn't have anything to do for the first 2/3 of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the last third of the movie, Stacy and Chelsea don't have anything to do. So my thought is have Barbie and Skipper in a ponytail. Just have the two of them. Skipper is the one who is learning how to ride the horse. And then at the end, she has the sort of the plot line she already has. Just cut out two of these other characters, and suddenly I think you have so much more space for both of the characters rather than trying to juggle four.
Yeah, because then that also frees up just having the foils to each character. Because not only do we have like our sisters, but we can have their foils.
Yes.
And there's like 2 foils for each sister. It's like, okay, who are you? Are you the same? I don't know. I don't care about you anymore.
And then also all of the supporting characters have their own foils as well.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get to characters.
Yes.
But for story, just I think if we focus on just the Barbie and the Majestique with the race even, you got a good film.
Yeah.
maybe even a little bit of the kids writing for the first time.
Yeah, I think you add that to pad the runtime a bit.
You do, you definitely do, but you could also pad it in other ways.
Yeah,
how? I don't know.
Something better than what they did.
I didn't write this. I mean, they did their best with so many characters.
Yeah, it feels very overstuffed. But I mean, the scenes that work so well. All of these Barbie scenes, specifically her with this Majestique horse, like the wolf attack, that's fun. It's surprisingly ominous for a Barbie movie, and it isn't shot for shot from the Beauty and the Beast movie, but it feels like it's shot for shot.
The wolf attack is surprisingly ominous for a Barbie movie. How about we have the fact that we have a horse that breaks his leg, there has blood.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's the other scene.
Yeah, I was like, oh dear.
That scene where she comes across the horse and it's like trapped. The movie, the tone changes to something more serious. Because this whole movie has been like jokes and the dogs and the kids and then this scene is just like everything quiets down for a moment.
And I was
the score hits really well. It's like this foggy thing, so like the animation suddenly looks so much better. And then the horse is bleeding. This is a Barbie movie.
The leg could be broken, and once you have a broken leg on a horse, that's the end of the horse.
Yep. Luckily for the horse, it isn't broken. I'm not sure how it isn't, but we don't need to question that. I mean,
think. What's his name? Eclair? Eltaline?
Yes, Etienne.
Etienne, he gets a direct buck kick from a horse.
Yes.
And all he has is a broken arm. The man should be dead. Yeah. But blood, that was shocking.
Yeah. It's a really interesting scene, and I wish the rest of the movie had that restraint and that sort of quietness.
Yeah.
And then a bit later we get the scene of her riding this horse for the first time, and that was fun. Like not as brilliant as that rescue scene, but fun. Better than the rest of the movie.
Sure, yeah.
And then we have that final race scene, which just works so well. The drama.
I would have shortened the time of the camera flashes for that taking so long, and maybe even just shorten the time of her falling.
Yeah. I think in that sense you are right that it is a little bit like the we don't understand how long is left in the race.
Right.
But I found it so effective. It reminded me of, weirdly enough, the final race in Speed Racer.
Yeah, it would be.
Where you even have the villain who's like using stuff, which in the Speed Racer movie is illegal to be on the track, but in this one apparently it isn't. To like,
well, it is, the other but cars. Like they don't have cameras all over the place.
They do have an announcer though announcing everything that happens except for the like he announces, oh, that person just fell off the horse, not, oh, the guy just cut the saddle off,
or the guy just punches the other guy off the horse.
And the announcer's just like, oh, looks like so and so stumbled.
Where are they situated? What are they looking at?
But anyway, it has that sort of like that build and that emotion, and even like the ending of it be this just sort of like spectacular thing that is so entirely unrealistic. Where it's like Barbie is jumping over the other horse. It was so much like, for a movie that was kind of like not working for the first 40 minutes. Then have that exciting of a third act. That was a nice surprise.
Yeah, the third act is probably where it comes back. Although I just think my favorite part of the film is just the majestic middle part of finding the creature.
Yeah, it's and all of these moments are moments that aren't played for comedy, and I think that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Like there is comedy in them, but cuz like a lot of the rest of the movie is just like here's a lot of jokes all at once. Which is I think my conclusion about the storyline here is that I like the plot more than I like the writing.
Maybe.
Where and for me, I know we disagree a bit on this. I like the structure of it, where it's a little bit unstructured in the first act. The first two acts even are a little bit unstructured, and then we introduce, okay, here's the tournament, which kind of brings everything together. It follows the rule of like if you're going to have one good part of your movie, have it be the last act.
Yeah, I suppose. But still, you still need your first half. You still need your first half.
Yeah, that's definitely like this movie is pretty low on my list of Barbie movies, but
yeah,
I just the third act is just brings everything together so nicely. I thought,
yeah,
even the thing of like the tournament taking place over 2 days, I like that because it gives them more space for this tournament to kind of, I don't know, it's reminding me of movies that I really like that I can't think of at the moment, but where it's like we're building towards something and then that something isn't like 10 minutes and then it's over. It's like it's developed, it's a full part of the story. But yeah, anyway, I gave it a 4 out of 5 in terms of plot. Again, I like the plot and the story more than I like the writing here.
I gave the story a 3. I liked the majestic moments. I didn't really care for the other sisters' stories.
Yeah.
They weren't really as important, they weren't really that important. They weren't treated as the most important thing. There were more jokes and side stuff that gets in the way. So that's where I place it.
So yeah, next up we have characters, which
oh boy,
there are too many characters.
There are too many characters.
Because not only do we have Barbie and her 3 sisters, we also have a ton of side characters. And we have villains, and we have like each character, as you said, each character has 2 foils.
Get the 2 little British kids.
Yes.
You got, what was it, 3 guys for Skipper?
Yes, though only one of them really gets anything to do. The other 2 are like
the
lackeys. And then you have Aunt Marlene has the lady from the other school who doesn't show up until the very end, but is still like a looming presence. And then Monsieur Etienne has Monsieur Philippe as his sort of foil.
Right.
But yeah, let's start with, as you mentioned, the 2 British kids. The first thing they say is Barbie. And we get several, like, it's repeated multiple times. Barbie, you're finally here, Barbie. Just elongating the A as much as they can.
Yeah, well, the accents they are what they are.
So yeah, so on that note, let's talk about Barbie.
Barbie, the character Barbie. She's what she is, kind of.
She is a Barbie here. Yep.
She's a Barbie.
I think I like the way she fits into the story.
Oh yeah.
I think because her plotline is, as we were saying, the most interesting part in her developing this like friendship with a horse. Which we haven't seen since what, Magic of Pegasus? Is that the last Barbie becomes friends with a horse movie?
Well, there was Mariposa, but she didn't really befriend the horse. The horse was just there.
Mariposa?
Yeah, the last film. Mariposa, the other princess, she had a flying horse. The
Pegasus. Oh, that horse.
Yes.
I was confused.
Trying to remember the
horse. But yeah, anyway, I think, I don't know, I wish her story got more, but I do like what we have here. I think it's fun.
Yeah, what we have is, it's fine. I don't know if we needed more, but then, of course, this film needed to be longer, so.
Well, I don't know that it needed to be longer. I think a few characters needed to be cut.
Yeah.
Just keep it the same length, cut a few characters.
We don't need the two British kids that I don't know what they were talking about at all, because I don't remember. I was distracted by something else.
Yeah.
Not for their accent, but for something else. I'll talk about that later.
Okay. So something occurred to me with Barbie's role in these Barbie and her sister's movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's been there since the beginning, but so a lot of these Barbie movies, it's like, okay, the fantasy of this movie is playing with your Barbies. But I think part of it here is like, these movies are indulging in the fantasy of, what if Barbie was your older sister?
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I think that's kind of interesting, of like, what if your older sister was the kind, clever, and brave Barbie?
And mature.
Yep. And because the parents aren't around, and that leads to a lot of questions about what their family structure is like. But yeah, just that sort of like, oh, she's kind and nurturing, but she's also like a teenager. Not in like an angsty teenager way, but in a like, she understands the kids better than adults would.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that isn't anything really to do with their character, just something that occurred to me as I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, next up we have Skipper. She's the resident tech person. Spends most of the time on her phone.
She's just like, honestly, I'm kind of like Skipper.
Taking a picture of the mountain and commenting on the picture.
Well, it's less like taking a picture of the mountain. It's like, look, here's a picture of the mountain. I could see the mountain right here. I don't need to go to Switzerland to see the mountain. Although I get the reason to, of course.
Yeah,
but still, I was like, oh, wow, that's me. I don't really care to visit places. I have a picture, and that's all I need. But then she was way too much.
Yeah, I wish, again, I wish they had given her, get rid of Stacy and Chelsea and just have Skipper give her that plot line where it's like, she doesn't want to be there and she's having trouble with the horse, and then Barbie gives her a pep talk, and then she's like, okay, we'll go. And then you can include her later part of the arc, which is where she actually starts doing stuff. She has this little like flirtation with the kid from the other school.
Right. But she should also learn to not use her technology so much. We didn't even get that at the end. Because she goes back to the joke of, we're in the race. She's filming the race, and it's like, wow, this thing looks so real.
I wish there had been more payoff with her tablet.
There wasn't.
But I don't mind that there isn't that sort of like, don't be on your phone so much message, because that's a message that a lot of things have.
Yeah.
Like, I get that
they keep bringing up
message.
The darn tablet. You have to have the story.
Yeah, there should have been something with the tablet, but I don't think having like a lesson of, don't be on your tablet so much. I don't know. That seems a little bit like,
the lesson should be like, who cares about looking at photos? Look right in front of you. There's the same mountain. It looks so much better.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't mind that there isn't a message there, I should say.
Oh, I'm not saying it either. It's just that it doesn't do anything. It was just there. Constantly.
Have the tablet pay off in some tangible way, even if it's like she's live streaming the race and a bunch of comments are going by, because that's what happens is she
films the guy cheating.
Yes,
that it gets him disqualified.
Yeah, that's something to make the tablet more than just like a background item.
I guess what they're doing is like, her foil lever at the end is like, maybe I should do technology or something. Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah.
If it wasn't about Barbie, I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know.
That's fair. I think the sisters' plot lines are not as interesting, even if they take up a lot of the movie. So yeah, speaking of which, we have Stacy next, who
Stacy.
I like her arc in that it's like she starts out as this like overconfident, I'm the athletic one, so I have no problem. That she gets humiliated and has to learn to pick herself back up and to persevere despite it being difficult. Like that's a fun arc.
Yeah.
But again, it's like it's too much.
It is too much. It also takes a lot of time for humiliation that they keep doing.
Yeah. Yeah, she spends a lot of time getting knocked off of horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, next up we have Chelsea, who kind of reminded me of Tika from Island Princess in that she's a kid who acts like a kid, and I saw people online being annoyed that she acts like a kid.
Yeah, I had no problems with Chelsea, except that she just didn't want the pony.
Which is like a very little sibling thing to do, of like, oh, your older siblings have this thing that you want
right, but it's a pony.
Yeah.
Who has a pony?
but here's the thing, it's not the pony, it's the fact that her sisters get to do the big horses and she doesn't. It's not the material thing, it's the like, why don't I get to do this? I want to be like I have two younger sisters, and they are both wonderful people. But when they were little, there was definitely a lot of stuff of like, okay, whoever's the oldest person in this dynamic, whatever they are doing is the cool thing. So this is a story I don't remember, but when I learned to write my name, my sister, who's a year younger than me, also had to learn to write her name because she didn't want to not be able to do something that I could do. So she learned to write her name. She was 2 years old and I was 3 or 4. And so I learned to write my name and she learned to write her name. Now, obviously, horses and ponies, that's a different conversation. I was
5 or 6 when I learned to write my name.
This is a thing that I have very much seen of like, not even just with my sisters, but with other siblings, where it's like, when you're
I don't want the kids' meal. I want the Big Mac.
Yeah. And I don't know. You have a different experience than me. I don't know.
Yeah, I was the younger kid.
Yeah. Do you remember ever being like, why can't I do what my sibling is doing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, one, she's a girl, so I can't do girl stuff.
Yeah, the dynamics are different there.
The dynamics are different. Because, she'd hang out with her friends. I'm like, man, I got no friends. It was more of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But one of my... just going off on a tangent, one of my earliest memories is me nearly drowning. I was a little kid. I was at this pool or something. They placed me in this little kid section, which was just a tarp on the water. And I look across and I see my sister. She's swimming in the big water. I'm like, sister, I want to do that. So then I go, plop into the water, nearly drown. And then I didn't die because I was found.
That's good.
But that's my example to this discussion about siblings and wanting to do what the bigger person does.
Yeah. And I mean, I was seeing stuff online of people just being like, Chelsea's so annoying, but that is how kids work.
Oh no, Chelsea was the least annoying part of this film. I didn't mind Chelsea.
I think so. She's annoying, but not in a way that is bad to the movie.
No, I get it. It's like, yeah, I know, big horse. But it's like, you got a pony.
Yeah, she wants to be like her sisters. And then eventually her arc is learning that, like, oh, I can find my own thing to do. Which is, I think that is sort of the conclusion that you have to come
pour
to.
Glitter all over my pony.
Yeah. And bows.
And she wins the beauty contest.
Yeah, the pony looks hideous, but whatever. It's a Barbie movie. We can
that poor horse with the glitter.
I mean, and considering that this is, Chelsea is in the target demographic for this movie.
Oh yeah.
So I will let that slide.
But still,
because when you're that age, covering something in glitter and bows, that's like your idea of making it look pretty.
Yeah, but she won first place with that.
Well, you gotta win the tournament.
You put marshmallows all over her hair. What kind of shampoo was that?
That shampoo made with not just real marshmallows, real live marshmallows. I don't know how a marshmallow can be alive. My sister Sarah, who was watching this with me, that was the thing that she commented. But like, her hair must be so sticky.
Oh yeah. No wonder why the horse was eating it.
Yeah. It's like marshmallow hair. Ugh.
Marshmallow
hair. It's like that fake commercial for the fake hair that you dip like candy.
What?
I don't know. I can't find it on YouTube anymore. Maybe I saw it in a dream.
Fake hair that you dip in candy.
Like, that candy where it's like it's a liquid and a solid, and you dip the solid in the liquid and you lick it off, but this was hair.
I don't remember. I vaguely remember that.
It was like on MTV or something, and it ended up on YouTube.
Oh, it was like MTV?
Briefly.
It must have been a spoof then.
Yeah. No, it wasn't an actual commercial.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm not watching the MTV. I'm just I'm
not either. It was on YouTube. This was when we were in like middle school.
Oh, well then, what was I doing? Nothing related to that. You were the one doing all that stuff.
Right. But I was not, to be clear, I was not dipping my hair in candy. This was just the MTV thing that I was watching that was a parody.
I know that Willy Wonka had a candy that made you grow facial hair.
Okay.
That was about it. Anyway, Aunt Marlene is a character.
Yeah. She does not have much to do.
Sadly.
Yeah. She could be really interesting.
She could be.
Because she's like trying to hold this academy together as it's failing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not enough space for her. Because we have 4 main characters.
Yeah. Plus the other people.
Yeah.
So she does get her stuff in the first half of the film. And then as soon as she mentions the race, she's done.
Yeah.
Until the end.
Yep. She's out of it for a while.
Yeah. Because then she gets sidelined by our French characters.
Yes. First up is Monsieur Etienne.
Yes.
These are, I should specify, these are Swiss characters, I assume. French is one of the official languages of Switzerland because Switzerland does not have its own language.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe all of the characters in here with French accents, those are actually Swiss accents. But I don't know enough about these accents, and I don't think the people playing these characters know enough about these accents, so...
Oh, you don't be so hard on that. They probably think they did a fantastic job, and this was their best accent work.
I mean, we'll talk about it in voice acting. I think for the 2, it works.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
I mean, I don't think it's bad. But yeah, no, I wouldn't go to them and think, peak French Swiss.
Yep. But yeah, anyway, Monsieur Etienne, when he was introduced, I thought he was going to be the villain.
I didn't think he was the villain, but I thought he was just going to be that annoying strict teacher character.
Because he has that mustache and he has the voice.
Yeah.
And he is very strongly queer-coded, which is often a thing with villains in animated movies.
I guess I didn't notice.
I noticed. That was the first thing, is that he is very strongly queer-coded. Like,
see, I don't judge people like that. I just think, okay, he's French. He likes horses. That's it.
Yeah. No, he is, the way he carries himself. I was like, oh, I see what's, and it's a thing. It's a carryover from like the Disney movies, the Disney Renaissance movies, where like all of the villains were queer-coded. But yeah, it was that was part of why I was like, oh, immediately, oh, he must be the villain of the story.
Like,
because
oh, not this guy. He's gonna be annoying. But then he starts singing to the horse, and I'm like,
yeah,
wow, is he actually a nicer guy? Wow, that's neat.
And that's a tender moment. That's another good moment in the movie that gets later turned into something comedic.
Sure, and they've introduced his brother.
Yes.
Who we didn't know his brother until later.
Monsieur Philippe, aka Napoleon.
Oh my gosh, Napoleon.
He's just Napoleon. Like,
yes,
he's modeled off of Napoleon. He has the same hairline. He's short. He has the same outfit. He's just Napoleon.
I looked at him and I was like, if that's not a Frenchman, I don't know what is. Sadly,
well, he's Swiss.
I mean, I don't know what is, apparently.
So when he's introduced, I didn't catch that he was brothers with Etienne. I don't think they specifically say it. I just think Philippe mentions like mother. So I didn't put together that they were brothers. So for most of the movie, I was assuming that he and Etienne were like ex-lovers who had this big spat and were now rivals. It reminded me of, there's a great SNL sketch called, I think, Coal Miners, between RuPaul and Bowen Yang, and they're just kind of like cattily going after each other.
Mm-hmm.
But no, apparently they're actually brothers.
I think they work well together, most of their scenes. Yeah. Especially the dialogue with them. I really like the whole baguette not being given with the soup.
Yes.
Bit. I was like, huh, that's just so casual. I like that.
Yeah.
It's and even so out there.
The like backstory of them, where like Etienne for some reason left this other academy because their mom runs the other school, the rival school. And then like Philippe is like mad at him for doing that.
Well, Etienne was like, horse, I like the magic horse, and their logo is magic horse.
Yeah.
I'll go to Alpine.
Well, this is why I thought they were ex-lovers, because he's like, I'm leaving now. And Philippe was like, no, don't leave. But no, they're brothers. I do think, though, that they had a crush on the same boy in high school, and they became rivals then. And that is why they have this intense rivalry. That's my non-canonical backstory for them.
Well, there is a thing called fan fiction. If you want to write that, go ahead.
I'm not going to write fan fiction for Barbie and her sisters in a ponytail about
Why
Monsieur
not?
Etienne and Monsieur Philippe and their high school days.
I wrote fan fiction for much less.
Listen, I'm already writing a Barbie movie. Not really, but I have the first page of a script.
I remember this vaguely.
But yeah, anyway, Monsieur Philippe, he's fine as a villain. He's a bit one-dimensional, though.
He is a bit one-dimensional.
I think here's another thing of like, if you cut out a few of the characters, you have a lot more space to explore that relationship between Etienne and Philippe. Because that is interesting. It's just the movie doesn't have time to dive into that.
He's just like, I'm gonna buy the land, get the horses, and Do a zoo.
Yeah. Here's a theory, now that we're kind of wrapping up on characters. We do have a few to mention, but what if this was originally written as Barbie and the horse and Monsieur Philippe and Monsieur Etienne, and then Mattel was like, hey, we need another Barbie and her sisters movie?
Well, you can't really comment on that, but
yeah,
I guess
I'm just putting the pieces together of like, the way that the sisters' storylines are integrated, I wouldn't be terribly surprised if it's like, because Stacy and Chelsea had such similar things that it almost feels like, okay, we got to give Stacy a plot line. What do we do for Chelsea? Oh, just give her the same plot line.
Yeah.
I don't know. Might just be me speculating. Well, it is just me speculating.
It is speculating, but still, those things could happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I always want to believe that the writers are writing good things and that the corporation is the one to blame for the issues.
Then again, these are more freelance writers that get hired on to write the random script.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah. Anyway, we do have the British kids that we talked about for a bit. They're whatever. We have
we have the dogs.
The dogs, which don't do anything.
No.
Like they just disappear, which is fine. And then we have the rival school, I believe it's Jonas.
Huh?
I like his arc, but it's not a big arc.
I kind of zoned out at that moment. Every time the other kids show up, I'm like, okay, time to zone out.
It's the classic like boy meets girl who bullies him until he likes her, and she likes him.
Okay.
Like that kind of relationship dynamic, which is weirdly in media. It was fun.
Yes. So anyway, I gave the characters a 3 out of 5. There's too many of them. They're not as well developed as we'd like them. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I also gave them a 3 out of 5. I like a lot of the characters, but there's too many sisters and too many plot lines and too many. So yeah, next up we have animation, and I want to start with the good.
The good. Most of it's good.
The backgrounds, are gorgeous.
They're so gorgeous. I love the backgrounds.
Like you can tell that the director got his start in like art direction and art design.
Sure.
Because the backgrounds are just wonderful.
Or you could say they just hired the right artist and they're like, "Oh wow, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate."
Yeah. The Academy looks wonderful. Like I want to live inside this movie.
Yes.
Which is not now that I thought when I wrote that in my notes it was a thing, but I say that with like anytime there's a good evil villain layer. So, but no, this is one that I would just like the mountains and the everything.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous.
And the lighting. Like it's so dynamic, and things like weather affect the lighting. It looked really good, the lighting. And even like the racing scene, I was rewatching like parts of it, and the way the camera moves, there's like a shot where it's along the ground as the horses are going by and the camera is shaking. Like this is an animated movie. You have to go through the work of shaking the camera in order to get it to shake.
The horses are mostly good. They have good movement in them. They look like horses.
And there's like a shot of the horses running where it's like they're running and the camera's zooming out and it looks like it's mimicking actual footage of horse races. In the way the camera's moving and the horses are moving. It was cool.
Yeah.
And then That 2D sequence.
That 2D sequence.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's the best looking thing in any Barbie movie we've seen so far.
It is. It looks great.
Yeah.
I saw in the credits that there was a person who did the 2D sequence called Kitty Fung, who has worked on such films like Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, wow.
And other things I don't remember. But that was like, yes, good artists. They do good stuff.
Yeah, that sequence is just spectacular.
It looks so great.
And even like the transition into it where it's like the the first ever film, quote unquote film, was this, the horse, and they integrate that. It's like the lamp has the horse design on it and it's spinning around faster and faster, and then it transitions into the 2D animation. Everything about it was just spectacular.
It was so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Other good things, I think clothing and hair looked good.
Yep.
And then we get everything else.
Yeah, the models are bad.
Oh, they're so bad. Yeah, that's why
the faces.
Yeah, that's why my first note of this film is, wow, that's bad.
Yeah, especially like Barbie sometimes looks fine. Monsieur Etienne, weirdly enough, looks fine.
Yeah, no, it's like it's so jarring. You have these beautiful backgrounds. Everything else is solid. The clothing looks like clothing. The hair looks closer to hair. And then the skin it's not plastic.
No.
Like a toy. It's just bad.
And the eyes are wrong, and the face shape is wrong, and the mouths are wrong.
I mean, it's better than Perfect Christmas, but it's still bad.
Yeah. And I mean, like we said at the start, this is a different company doing the animation, and I'm hopeful
in comparison with everything else, it's bad. Yeah. If you had the design similar to everything, if it was more like the skin, then I'd be like, okay, I get it. It's cheaper looking, so it works. But no, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. Again, I've seen like little bits and pieces of some of the later movies from the studio, so I'm hoping that they get better.
Of the little clips of Barbie Dreamhouse show, it looks the same. Okay. The models look the same for that show, so
we'll talk about this down the line. There's one in particular that I've seen the trailer for.
Okay.
That. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. So which, on that note, please subscribe if you want to hear us talk about that later.
Yes.
But yeah, animation, real mixed bag here, but
real mixed bag.
I mean, I don't know. I'm tempted to bump up my score.
Honestly, yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
Just for that 2D thing, I need to bump it up.
Yeah. Because I don't want to bump up my final score too much. But
yeah,
I'm bumping up this score just for that. Again, as you said, for that 2D sequence.
Yeah, just thinking back on it, my score is now a 3.5. It used to be a 3. But yeah, no, the 2D and just thinking about how everything else looks gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah. I also have a 3.5.
No, I have to go back down to a 3.
Okay. I'm sticking with a 3.5.
Yeah, even though everything's gorgeous, it's really those models.
Yeah. The water also looks sketchy.
So never mind, guys. Never mind. For me, I stick the same. Because I had to compare it to like things like Perfect Christmas and then also Princess Charm School.
Yeah.
And so it's really the character models that really has to be graded the most here. Because as much as I love the 2D segment, that's like 30 seconds of this film.
Yeah.
So yeah, my score for animation is a 3, unfortunately. Because the character models just, they're not there.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 3.5, both for that 2D sequence and for the backgrounds and the lighting. And I mean, I could potentially be talked into a 4, but I don't want to give this movie too high of a score because I don't know that it quite earns it, even though there are elements here that really work.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, next up we have the voice acting, which Kelly Sheridan once again as Barbie, and this is actually her first full movie as the modern day Barbie character. No,
Barbie Diaries.
Oh, Barbie Diaries.
Barbie
That one barely counts.
Maybe Mermaid Tale, kinda. It is
Kind
modern
of,
day.
yeah. But what I bring it up here for is that like it really makes it clear just how much we've been missing from like Fashion Fairy Tale and Fairy Secret.
Yeah, no.
And Perfect Christmas.
No, she really worked well here.
Yeah. Everyone else is up and down. There are a lot of atrociously bad accents. The whole Bobby.
Yeah, I guess the Bobby thing is all bad. But I feel like there were some wrong casting choices. For instance, the little British boy. It's clearly not a boy.
Correct.
Right, voiced by Tabitha St. Germain. I love Tabitha. She can do a fun British. But I just didn't. Max just wasn't Tabitha. Honestly, Kathy Westlake would have been better for Max for a deeper boy, even though it's making more sound like a boy. But no, everyone else, I think did a decent job. Accents, I don't really care about accents, but no, I enjoyed Claire as Stacy, maybe a bit of Chelsea better than the previous films. So
yeah, I think I don't think anyone is like atrociously bad. Just the accents are.
No one is like terrible, but the accents are questionable.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah, I and some of them, like I think for Colin Murdoch and Peter Kalamis, they play Etienne and Philippe respectively. Mm-hmm. Like their accents aren't great, but they're both hilarious.
Yeah.
And part of that is just like the characters are meant to be ridiculous, so it doesn't matter that the accents are bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nothing really stood out to me in the voice acting except for like the Bobby of it all.
Yeah. For me, I liked hearing more familiar voices like Claire. We had Kazumi. We got Tabitha back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the main cast. I liked hearing them have better performances than the previous film, which was really nice to see.
Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, you are familiar with a lot of these people I know through My Little Pony. Speaking of ponytails.
Yeah. No reference to ponies here. Besides having the voice cast, except for the only pony in this film is named Dash. And My Little Pony, we have our Rainbow Dash character, but there's no relations because there's nothing similar to character wise. It's just a horse named Dash, which horses can be named Dash. It's not just a pony thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't know anything about this. I don't know where I was going. I'm doing two things at once here.
You're doing two things at once here. But yeah, as usual, I give the voice acting a 3.5. The accents are bad enough to bring it down. I think they do a solid job. Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it a 3 just because of those a few sketchy accents. Also, there's like scenes where people are talking over each other and the mixing is bad. Mm-hmm. Specifically that one scene where Chelsea lets all the horses out and then falls off the horse, and there's like at least 20 people saying Chelsea, 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 Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's a little bit ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like it doesn't come together very well, which isn't, obviously that's not the voice actor's fault. That is whoever's mixing everything and editing everything together.
Right. And if you're in a time crunch,
yeah,
get it done.
Yep.
It's just a straight to DVD Barbie movie. It's not that important. Just make sure it's heard.
Yep. That is, yeah.
That is what it is.
So yeah, last up we have the music.
The music.
The score is gorgeous.
It's so nice.
I don't know, there's something about it, and I should have gone back and listened to some of it. Unfortunately, none of it is on YouTube, but like, I don't know, it just captures that like adventure sense.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a nice change of pace than what we've been getting in recent years, which is just generic plus modern.
Yeah, it's so good. I liked it a lot.
Here it works really well, and then we have a modern song in this one.
Yep.
I don't think that the song fits the moment, but I really like the song.
Yeah, it grew on me.
Yeah, I think the song, because they played it again during the credits. The song works for the credits, just not for the sequence in the film.
Yeah,
it's not hoarse. It's not hoarse enough. It's more credits / Fat Rat remix. That's an artist that sounded similar to this. So there you go.
Yeah, I just really like the music overall. I think it's missing just a little bit extra to push it over the top, but
yeah,
I gave it a 4 out of 5. I think if I re-listen to it, I might bump it up more. But
I also gave it a 4 out of 5. Even though I felt that the modern song didn't fit, it was a really good song.
Yeah.
In a generic way.
Yeah. So overall, that brings my score to a 17.5 out of 25, which is a 70% or a 3.5, which, but bumped up my score a bit with that animation. So it's still sort of in the bottom part of my rankings here, but moved a bit up. It's currently sitting above Fairy Secret, which Fairy Secret is like the one that I will acknowledge is bad, but I love it nonetheless.
Yeah,
but I think this one above it makes sense.
Yeah, mine is a 16.5, which is a 66% and a 3.35 star rating.
Yep, and that brings our total average to 17 out of 25, which is a 68% or a 3.4, which that puts it actually surprisingly high on our rankings. Not in the top part, but it is high in the bottom half.
Yeah, for me it's just above the the Fairytopia trilogy.
Yeah.
And with Fashion Fairy Tale.
With our overall rankings, it's up there. It is, but right behind Mermaidia and right before the Pink Shoes. So, going into this one, I was really dreading it. Just like,
were you?
Yeah,
I kind of was too, but I was expecting more pony stuff.
Yeah, for me, it was the whole Barbie and her sisters in
I get that.
a ponytail. Like the title just sounds like it's gonna be the most annoying thing ever. Not quite as bad as an upcoming one, Barbie and her sisters in the Great Puppy Adventure. But I was just dreading it, and then I sat down and watched it. And the first part confirmed a lot of my worst fears, because it's a lot of just like, here's random comedy. But then by the time we got to the second half, it had won me over a little bit. Well, thank you everyone for listening, and make sure to follow us on social media. We are Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram, at Binging Barbie on Twitter, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd. And that's where you can find an up-to-date list of all of our Barbie movie rankings, in case you're curious where things fall. And we will be back next week to talk about Barbie the Pearl Princess.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is another mermaid one. I'm curious to see what this is like. But yeah, see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.